Welcome to this
Spiritology.
explainer. Okay, I want you to just close your eyes for a second. Imagine the sound of a crumbling city. Hear the distant, relentless beating of war drums. Try to picture a world where the rivers are literally running black, and ancient forests have been completely reduced to ash. We're gathering around the proverbial ancient fire today, not just to recount some old history, but to read the map of a dying age. This is the story of a legendary myth. It's a prophecy woven right into the fabric of the cosmos itself. Today we're diving into the descent of Kalki, the 10th and final avatar, and the explosive, brilliant golden dawn that follows in his wake.
So let's set this scene, because the stakes of this narrative are absolute. They're apocalyptic and honestly deeply profound. The ancient texts describe this period as the Kali Yuga, the age of darkness. And you have to understand this isn't just a difficult political climate or a bad century. It's an era where truth is entirely forgotten, where virtue is openly mocked, and where cruel warlords have desperate people bound in literal chains. We're talking about an age where the fundamental sacred order of the universe is just completely shattered. But, and this is crucial, within all this suffocating darkness lies a cosmic promise. Every age must end, every darkness must break.
And when the universe shatters, the preserver of all worlds, Vishnu, finally descends. But here's the thing, he doesn't come as a gentle prince or a charming cowherd like he did in previous ages. No, he materializes from the absolute darkness as a cosmic warrior. Picture this magnificent, imposing figure, mounted on a white horse, holding a blazing sword pointed squarely at the heavens. Kalki is the literal embodiment of divine intervention. His arrival is not about peaceful negotiation. It is a reality-shaking event meant to forcibly restore a world that has completely, utterly lost its way.
Now, what's really fascinating is that this isn't just some chaotic, random battle. It's a meticulously ordained cosmic roadmap. The prophecy maps out the entire descent, from the desperate weeping pleas of the heavens to a humble mortal birth, all the way through a crucible of intense physical preparation. And it all culminates in this world-ending war that actually shifts reality itself, ultimately birthing the Satya Yuga, the new golden age. Every single step of his journey is an essential gear turning in this giant cosmic clock.
But before the savior can arrive, the cosmos itself has to hit rock bottom. It has to reach a breaking point. The texts paint this incredibly harrowing picture. The demon Kali, who is basically the shadowy, corrupting architect of this dark age, has poisoned every single heart. Dharma, which represents the sacred moral order of the entire universe, is tragically described as lying in the dirt, dying like a wounded deer with only one leg left to stand on. It's exactly this imagery of supreme, helpless suffering that causes the Creator, Brahma, and all the divine Devas to tremble. They fold their hands, and they beg Vishnu to finally step in and break the warlord's cruel chains.
And so, the preserver answers the call. Deep in a small, peaceful village called Sambhala, a place that somehow magically still holds on to a sliver of light, a child is born to a noble priest named Vishnu Yasha and his wife Sumati. But here is the really compelling human element of the myth. Even an avatar, a literal god born in human flesh, has to walk a grueling, exhausting path of discipline. The text describes this intense, focused training beneath a massive banyan tree. He has to forge his mortal body and his mind to carry the incredible weight of lifetimes. He doesn't just wake up ready, he has to rigorously prepare for his destiny.
Well, as you can imagine, mortal discipline alone isn't quite enough to end an entire age. So, in this breathtaking moment of divine intervention, Lord Shiva himself descends. He arrives in a calm, yet absolutely blazing flash of energy. He stands right before Kalki to bestow what can really only be described as the ultimate burden of purpose. Shiva tells him that the final hour approaches, and he presents the young warrior with 3 sacred, cosmic gifts. And each of these gifts is an absolute, non-negotiable necessity for his journey through the ashes of the world. Let's look closely at these gifts, because they are incredible. The first is Devadatta. Imagine this ethereal, massive steed descending from the clouds. It has folded wings and eyes that are quite literally burning like fire. Devadatta is so much more than just a mount. It represents ultimate cosmic mobility. This magnificent creature is what will carry Kalki like a bolt of lightning across the burning, ash-covered lands. It allows him to execute the divine will with this unstoppable speed and grace. It is, in every sense, the vehicle of salvation.
The second gift is Nandika. This is a blazing sword that materializes directly into Kalki's waiting hands. As he grips the hilt, the blade hums and vibrates with pure cosmic energy. Its edges are inscribed with glowing ancient Sanskrit.
But understand this, and it's a key point. Nandika is not merely a weapon of physical destruction. It is a highly precise spiritual blade. Its true purpose isn't just to cut flesh. It's to sever the corrupting demonic ignorance that Kali has wrapped tightly around humanity. It literally cuts the invisible chains of the Dark Age.
And the third, final gift, it's Shuka, a bright emerald parrot that lands softly right on Kalki's shoulder. Now, you might be thinking, a parrot? But while a sword and a steed represent power and motion, Shuka represents pure omniscience. This bird carries the incredibly heavy divine knowledge and the ancient prophecy of all the ages. Shuka acts as the Avatar's guide. He provides the immense wisdom and the cosmic perspective that Kalki absolutely needs to shepherd a broken world out of total chaos and back into the light.
So with his gifts in hand, the Great War finally begins. But this brings up a really profound question. Must a god actually struggle to save us? As Kalki rides out to face these endless armies of darkness, encountering overwhelmingly powerful demonic warlords like Koka and Vikoka, he isn't just breezing through invincible. The myth makes a point to reveal his intense internal and physical burden. He gets knocked back, he bleeds, he physically falls, and he must push himself to rise again. Yes, his wounds glow and seal, but the struggle is incredibly real. He fights with divine precision, for sure, but he bears the immense, heavy, painful toll of reclaiming humanity. And right in the middle of all this, amidst the chaotic clashes, the screaming, the flying steel, Kalki utters a truly powerful truth to his enemies. He says, "I am not here to punish you. I am here to free you from what you have become." This just entirely reframes the immense violence of the story, doesn't it? This isn't some angry god displaying wrathful vengeance against humanity. Not at all. It is a profound act of spiritual liberation. He is actively striking down the demonic energy that controls them. He is releasing their souls from a terrible, suffocating spiritual sickness.
And then we reach the ultimate confrontation. The sky literally tears wide open, and the demon Kali himself emerges. He is massive, multi-armed, roaring with a voice that actually shakes the foundations of reality. Planets crack, time warps. This is the ultimate war between absolute order and pure chaos, between ancient memory and complete forgetting. And right when he is nearly overwhelmed by this dark force, Kalki closes his eyes. He channels the energy of every single previous avatar. Ram, Krishna, Narsimha, they all spiritually stand right behind him. In one final, glorious, reality-shattering strike, the sword Nandika blazes entirely white, and the final blow is struck.
But we have to heed this ancient truth of the myth. The demon Kali is not destroyed forever. Following that blinding final strike, the demon curses the light as he dissipates into the void like smoke. You see, evil is merely exiled. It's pushed back into the shadows to wait for the great cycle of time to turn once again. The universe operates on a very necessary, fundamental cosmic balance. The darkness is cleared for now, absolutely, allowing the light to return, but the cycle of ages is eternal.
And oh man, the transition that follows. It is just absolutely breathtaking. We go from the desolate, pitch-dark settings of the Kali Yuga, where the rivers ran black and ash choked the forests, to this sudden, miraculous shift. The sky instantly clears, the rivers suddenly flow a brilliant crystal blue again, the ash-covered earth just bursts into sudden, vibrant, blooming color everywhere. The people, who are finally freed from Kali's grip, look up in sheer confusion at first, which quickly washes into this joyous, tearful liberation. The spiritual transition from absolute darkness to the vibrant golden dawn of the Satya Yuga is finally complete.
With his colossal task complete, Kalki looks up at this brand new, clear sky and says softly, "It always begins again. That is the miracle." He slowly dismounts his majestic white horse, Devadatta. He takes that blazing sword, Nandika, and he calmly, deliberately plants it deep into the newly healed earth. The cosmic war is over. The sacred moral order of Dharma, which was dying on one leg, has been fully restored to all four.
You know, what I find incredibly beautiful about this myth is what the Avatar does next. The Restorer doesn't build some magnificent, towering kingdom for himself. He doesn't sit on a golden throne or demand the worship of the newly freed people. He merely returns the light, takes a step back, and patiently waits for the world to remember how to walk in it. The texts leave us with this incredibly serene final image. Kalki standing quietly on a pristine green hill, with a brand new sun rising brilliantly behind his silhouette. His cosmic purpose is entirely fulfilled.
So, as we pull away from the campfire of this ancient script, it really leaves us staring right back into our own world, doesn't it? Into our own age.
We look around and we see the struggles, the loss of truth, the darkness that sometimes feels entirely overwhelming, and we're left with this haunting, deeply memorable question echoing from the village storyteller. Are we just waiting for Kalki to arrive, or is he already among us, patiently waiting for the exact right moment to draw that blazing sword? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this myth sparked your curiosity to look just a little closer at the cycles of our own world.